Hi everyone, I'm V and you're watching my channel Bees and Everything. Today I want to talk about beehive inspections and walk you through one. So what is a beehive inspection? It's basically you looking inside the hive and seeing what's going on. So you can really tell a lot from looking on the outside and observing the bees on the entrance, but if you want to know what's going on inside, you have to look. So there are a couple things that I always look for, and the first one is the queen alive? And she's important because she's the only bee inside the hive that can make more worker bees. And worker bees are the female bees that basically take care of everything of the whole hive. They're the ones gathering nectar, making honey, and wax and all that stuff. So the thing about them though is that they only live about 30 days during the warm season. So the queen makes sure that there's always new generations of worker bees to take care of the hive. Now, you don't have to go look for her particularly because it's kind of hard in between 10,000s of bees. But what you can do is just find the brood. If you find the eggs or the larva, you know she's alive because she just recently laid them in the last couple of days. So the next thing I look for is the larva healthy? And healthy larva will have nice pearly white color and will be swimming in a see-through liquid, which is its food. And basically, if you see anything else, then you can go from there and research more and see what's going on. The next thing I'm looking for is there enough space? So is there enough space in the brood box, which is the bottom box? And that's so the queen has enough space to lay new brood. Then I also look inside the super, which is the honey storage, and I want to know that there's enough space for the bees to put more honey. And if there isn't, I will usually add a frame or I will add a box. So the next thing I'm looking for is there any pests? And there's basically two major pests, and that is the small hive beetle or the wax moth. And they both can destroy the wax and the honey. So you really want to look out for them. And if you see them, then you can act. So that's basically it. Those are the four major things I'm looking for. And before you go in, I always make sure I'm wearing my full suit, as you can see, because this way I know I'm safe and I can stay calm and I can think while I'm doing this. And you really can't do that when you're getting stung by bees. And the thing about bees, even if you have really calm, nice bees, they're just unpredictable like anything in the nature. So you just really never know what mood they're going to be in. And this way is just easier and you will always have a great experience if you're wearing your bee suit. Next thing I need is my beehive tool. And I also need a smoker lid with plenty of fuel to really get me through the entire inspection. So you really want to load it up, make a nice strong fire. And the next thing I'm doing is basically opening the hive. And I have this rack on top to keep winds from knocking it over. And I'm going to use this side of the hive tool to prop open the lid, which is everything is going to be stuck with propolis. That's like their glue. So I'm taking this off, and you just basically, put it in there and kind of prop it open from at least two sides. All right. Very good. So now I propped it open. I'm going to give them a second to simmer out before I open them. And I'm going to get my smoke ready and give them a little puff before I open it. And this really keeps them calm and just makes it easier for everybody. So as I'm opening this, I'm going to smoke a little bit. Puff, 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 puff. And you see now they're going inside instead of flying out at me. So look, here they are. Come on closer and look. I will put the lid right next to here. Just stand it, prop it like that. And come and look inside here. Oh my goodness. This is a late swarm, mid-June. And look how beautifully they built up. You can see this is super. It's absolutely full of honey. So the super, I'm just going to take out, one frame and see how they're doing here. but I can see right now. So you will use this side of the tool. It's like a hook. So you go inside, come closer. So you will hook the frame on the side here, and it will help you get it out like this, and then pull it out really, really gently and slowly. So if there is a queen, you don't roll her over or smush her. And check this out. Come closer here. I will show you all the stuff here. So this, see the light yellow wax on top? So this is covered brood. And this is basically a bee larva that's brewing, and it's going to emerge in 21 days. We have young larva here. See these white? So that's what you're looking for. You want a pearly white larva. And these are maybe like, 4 or 5 days old larva. Um, Let me see if I can find any eggs. So the eggs are really, really tiny. They're like a miniature grain of rice. And I do not see them here. But here, I want to show you also. So the white covered, that's honey. So this is honey and this is brood. So you can see clearly the difference in the color. All right, I'm going to gently put them back, and I always put them back the same way that they were. So slide it out. Slide it in. Nice and gentle. You always want to be really slow and gentle with the bees, and that way, they will stay calm too. There we go. Okay, nice. All right, so now I'm gonna prop this open and take the super off and look inside the brood box. So again, I'm gonna just give a little puff, 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 puff. All right, and take this off. And this can get really heavy, and make sure you have something somewhere to put it on. Like I have the bench here. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna give a little more puff just to get them in. And so the brood is usually in the middle frames. The outer frames will usually have honey. So if I'm looking for brood, I will go first to the middle frame. So again, and if they're propolis, you can see how they have these spacers at the end. So sometimes they're really propolis, and you have to kind of pry it open like this before you even lift it. See that? And sometimes the combs on top may be stuck together. So I will just gently, cut them like this, and that's it. So again, now I will go with my right hand, hook it, grab it with my left, then go over this side, hook it, gently pull it up. And this one's really light, so I can tell right away that this is not going to have much honey in it. It's probably going to be all brood. Okay, now I'm going to gently grab it with my other hand. And I always work above the brood box just in case the queen is there, and if I drop her, I drop her inside the hive and not on the floor. Okay, ooh, you guys are in for a treat. I'm gonna be able to show you a lot of things because these guys are making new queens and they are about to swarm. Yep, so I will show you really quick. Let me prop them here. So see this one here, see this big cell here, almost like a little peanut, and it's an opening on the bottom, and they are filling this in. So this is a queen cup that they're filling, and when they're done filling it and it's charged, it's got the larva in it, the queen larva. We call that a queen cell, and it will look like this right here. Look at that. Okay, this one is still not closed either, but basically see that big shape, the big peanut shape. So they're making a new queen and they're getting ready to swarm. So, and I'm suspecting they're swarming because they're out of space. So what I'm gonna do is take these out, and I'm gonna give them an extra box. Okay, so all I'm doing is taking the queen cells out. because I did find a young, young brood. So I know their existing queen is fine. So I will basically just take those out. And you will probably not see this on your first year. But in the second year, you will be doing a lot of swarm control. So we did not see the queen, but we did see basically everything else. I'm just going to look really quick through a couple more frames. And you don't really have to go through all the frames. Just, check a couple. Just make sure the queen is alive and you have all the queen cells. Okay, look at this frame, right? I mean, this is all capped brood. Look at that. It's a full frame of capped brood. So this queen is excellent. She's a great layer. And they're basically just want to swarm because they're out of space. So I'm going to add a box to them. And I will show you how I do that. So we're actually kind of late in the season. This is middle of August. So if this swarm leaves the hive, and I didn't mention this, but swarming is basically their natural way of reproducing. So the old queen will leave with half of the bees, and but this late in the season, they probably don't have much chances of surviving or making enough, food for the winter. So really, this late swarm is better to just stop them from swarming altogether. So I'm going to check one more frame here, just make sure that there is no more queen cells. And then I'm going to give them extra box so they can spread out. Okay. Again, work really gently and slowly so you don't, oh, look at that. I mean, I don't blame them. There's so many bees in here about to emerge. And there's something called a bee math, and you guys may want to look into that. And this is the bee math will tell you how long it takes for a worker bee to emerge from egg to an adult. And it's really quite useful when you're doing inspections and especially during the swarming season. So when I'm leaving, I checked everything. I didn't see any pests. I did see young brood, so I know the queen is okay. I took all the queen cells, and so on the way out, I will just gently smoke them, and this will drive them in so I don't smush them when I put the box back on. And here's what I'm going to add my new box. Just a sec. Okay. And I want to show you what I did here with this new nuke. So because we're really late in the season, I want to make it easier for them. So these frames, I have a couple without the foundation and I have a couple with foundation, and I added extra wax on them. Can you see that? And this is wax from my bees. I just melted it and smeared it on, and this will really help them build the comb. So building the comb is really the hardest job for them. It takes a lot of resources, a lot of energy from their side. So adding the wax on is going to help them build this comb faster. So we're already there. Now I'm just going to put the super on top of them. As you can see, I'm putting the new box in between the brood box and the super. And I'm thinking this is going to help them build that up because they have the food here and the brood there. And they have to basically go through here, so they will start building here. Okay, I'm going to smoke a little bit on top just so I can close them nicely. All right, and now I'm going to put the lid back on. I will gently smoke them off, or you can knock them off if you want, but I will smoke them here so I don't smush them. All right, ladies, time to go. Party's over. Okay, you could shake them inside the hive too. Okay, and if you have an entrance, an upper entrance here, I usually keep it closed so none of the pests can get in. So I just basically close it all the way like this, and this closes the entrance so nothing can get in. Okay, that's it for a basic inspection, guys. Thanks for watching. And one more thing, how often do you have to do this?